Introduction to the nations of this map. The southernmost nation on this map is the northernmost point of the Mortalis Imperius. The Mortalis Imperius was formed 2,000 years ago when the king of giants Dictatus Supremum conquered an estimate of half of the southern lands of this world, until in a large war the giants turned on each other, leading to the death of Dictatus Supremum. 500 years later, the last of the giants reshaped the empire to be the system it is today before dying, and for the next 1,500 years the empire slowly collapsed, leading to its highly segmented nature and slow actions. This segment of the Mortalis Imperius is controlled by House Ulfric, a house that was formed 120 years ago to conquer this peninsula. It features for distinct towns. Mortals touch a half-mountain city with houses that stack on top of one another without restraint. Despite being a mighty landmark, it is only a shadow of what could have been achieved when the Mortalis Imperius was at its height. The next town is the port of Belton, which is the main way House Ulfric connects to neighboring islands. The least remarkable of these towns is Morburg, with its most striking feature being its seaside views. Finally is Fort Alton, a might place with paved roads and tall towers that allow it to see far off to sea and into the skies. The next nation is the Duchy of Yakul. The duchy was formed after breaking off from its neighboring nation, the Commonwealth of Lath and Moss. Since breaking off, the duchy has made it a point to maintain good relations with the Commonwealth and has formed a defensive alliance with it. The duchy sports four main towns and cities. Their capital city is called Angoric. It is the northernmost city in the nation and is the largest. The city has a Walt that runs along its edge and a large port. The next two towns are small and are in the south of the nation. They are called Cheviel and Bresson. Cheviel is in the plains and Bresson is the southernmost and located in the forest. Finally, there is the city of Yakul, the second largest settlement. It has a wall and a dock similarly to Angoric. Now we will move on to the duchy's neighboring nation, the Commonwealth of Lath and Moss. The Commonwealth of Lath and Moss was formed 5,000 years ago by people who have been lost to the sands of time. After being founded, the Commonwealth started to exploit the natives before its economy crashed and it was almost destroyed. Because of that collapse, the nation was set back 1,000 years and had to recover. After 350 years of recovering, it banned slavery and entered martial law, until finally present day it is a prosperous nation. The Commonwealth of Lath and Moss has two distinct settlements, the first being its capital city, which is centered around a large bay and has two landmarks, being the King's Castle and the Parliament. The second settlement is the coastal town of Newport, which handles most trade and imports to the Commonwealth. That is all for these two nations. Now we have moved on to the Respublica Popularis Translationem et Mercatorem, also known as the RPETN. The RPETN is heavily under-industrialized and most of its economy comes from transporting goods. On top of that, it has no farms and has to import all food. The RPETN has two islands, the larger being the main land mass with no name and the smaller being called Taiwania. Now we move on to our final nation, the Kingdom of Luchadel. Luchadel was founded centuries ago by a group of explorers and scholars called the Skyguard. Guided by a blue star called Leumir, these scholars set up many settlements, but eventually inspired by the star Leumir, the city of Stellaris was created at the center. With the Grand Celestial Observatory at its center designed to study the stars, the Kingdom of Leumir currently only has 3 cities but has plans to expand further in the future. The 3 cities are Stellaris and 2 other unnamed coastal cities. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.